Hi everyone, welcome to Follow Your Heart here on the Natural Parent Magazine. I'm Anne Cullen. Before I get into my topic today, I just want to make you aware of some changes that are happening. So you're used to seeing me in here 5 days a week, and from now on you'll only see me twice. So on Mondays I'll be coming into you like this with your usual videos with the subtitles. And for those of you that like to watch with the sound off, we'll keep those coming and talking to you about all the things gentle and natural parenting. But on Fridays, I am going to be in here live. Now check your local time zone, but it will be 11 o'clock New Zealand time, Friday mornings. You'll have the opportunity to come in and interact with me and ask your questions and get my answers straight away. So that is going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to doing that. Hey, and of course you're not all going to be able to make those. So keep sending in your questions. You can DM me, you can email me. We'll make sure you have those links to do that. So send them in ahead of time. That's still fine. But join me live if you can, 11 o'clock Friday mornings, New Zealand time. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is this idea of, when your children are born, you really aren't the same person anymore. So some of you listening may not have yet had your first baby, but those of you that have, you kind of will know what I mean by this. So I'm going to give you my top 3 tips really for what needs to happen when you're ready to kind of get back to knowing yourself a little bit better. And this is in particular for those of you who are probably feeling a bit lost. Like a lot of my clients, and myself included, put so much into their parenting that they tend to kind of forget who they are. They just don't have time. They're so focused on their children, right? So who's with me? Who hears that? So when you're ready to really start focusing back on yourself a little bit, then I have my three top things I'd like you to think about. The first is really rediscovering who you are. And in that, what I mean is that we want to look at our values. And really, I have my clients do something called a values checklist even. We want to think about, where am I now? What's important to me now that I have children? Because this can change. You may have been a really driven, career-minded person before you had your children, and then your children came along and you realized actually there's more to life than that career. And now you're kind of going, but I don't really know what I want to do anymore. Things can change and they can surprise you. So first, we really need to rediscover what's important to us, what really matters. And that can take some time and some actual sit down exploration time. And you can do that with a coach like me. You can do it on your own. But it's important to take the time to do that. The other thing that becomes really important, especially after you've had children, is we need to release ourselves from some of the old baggage from the past, especially from childhood. I run a couple of programs where we, go through literally from conception to the age of 18 and clear out all the old baggage. Because really what happens when we're children is we make a lot of decisions. We have, a lot of our beliefs about the world, about ourselves, they're formed way back in our early childhood, often on a subconscious level. Like we don't have the conscious memory of making these decisions. But this is what we do. And it's for survival. It's just how we are as humans. For example, to survive as a child that you have to make sure that your parents pay attention to you. So we make decisions about how that's going to happen. And depending on how responsive your parents were, how your parents responded to you when you needed something, you made certain decisions and formed certain beliefs. And this is happening with your own children now. If you're a really responsive parent, they start to make decisions and get beliefs, things like, I'm safe in the world, right? So we need to go through, if there's anything in your life that's just not feeling solid and settled, and I don't think there's anybody really who isn't helped by kind of releasing some old stuff from childhood, from just the past in general. It doesn't have to necessarily be childhood. So we want to rediscover who we are. We want to release ourselves from that old baggage. And next, and my final tip, is to then focus on what we want. So often people are doing just the opposite. It's very common in our culture. Let's say weight loss is a great example. Let's say you decide you want to lose weight and you start coming up with all these goals because you just feel gross, you don't look good, you don't fit into your clothes anymore, and you need to lose weight. So you make all these goals about weight loss and you're really focused on just losing the weight. So really what you're doing then is moving away from something that you don't want. I'm going to suggest instead that you focus on what you do want and move towards it. So what do you want if we're talking about something like weight loss? What I really want is to feel confident. What I really want is to be healthy. What I really want is to feel energetic. Okay? So we want to reframe and then set our goals and intentions and actions to then move towards what we want, instead of pushing ourselves and trying to get further away from that person that we don't like, that thing that we don't like. It's a really different energy. So when you go through those 3 steps, I promise, and you sometimes need help with this. So I'm not suggesting this is like you sit down in a day and do all this, getting some coaching, therapy, counseling, whatever it is that you need to do to get that support to walk through these steps, you will come out the other side feeling so fulfilled, just knowing truly who you are. And like I say, this isn't necessarily something you're doing if you've got very, very young children at home. So I'm probably talking more today to those of you who are really ready to move into that. So hope that helps. Hey, remember, I will see you Friday, 11 o'clock. Get your questions, keep them coming in during the week, and join me live if you can. I'm really looking forward to that. In the meantime, remember to follow your heart. See you Friday. Bye, everyone.